Donad was very happy when he spoke to Lena, but he never failed to follow her to her house. Auntie Malika observed he was overexcited and demanded to know. He explained everything to her, but she didn't believe him. "What are your plans now?" she asked. "I want to go back to Nigeria to do the legal things through the help of the lady," Donad replied. "You can't go to Nigeria now." "But why?" Donad asked. "Because they hate you." "What about my baby and my woman?" Donad asked. "How sure are you the baby is alive?" "I am very sure, Auntie, and she's the only one that makes me happy," Donad said. "I will permit you to go to Nigeria, but under one condition. Auntie Malika, I am ready to do anything you want." "All right, I will allow you to go to Nigeria after 1 year and 6 months," his auntie said. Auntie Malika, that's too far," Donad said. "Not at all. I want your safety. I want the best for you as the only survivor of my brother. I can't allow mere emotion wipe you off from this earth. Auntie, I know you love me and I also know you want the best for me, but let me fight for my happiness." "Donad, I can't let you go so soon. Maybe I won't be able to trace you again, and I will not forgive myself if anything happens to you." "Auntie Malika, please, I am begging you. I don't want to talk about this again," she said and left. Even if Donad tries to forget about Anita, he thinks about his baby, Mary, and her secrets. Come on, he has got many things to solve in Nigeria if only his aunt would permit him. He sunk to the bed thinking of what to do. His auntie already changed his phone and everything so that he won't be able to reach anyone except friends from South Africa. It was a Sunday afternoon and Lisa said to Lena, "Mom, you look perfect." "Thanks, Lisa," Lena replied. "Mom," Lisa called and then paused. "Anything the matter?" Lena asked, seeing how emotional she was. "I had a discussion with my mother and she promised to come over." "Really? That's a nice idea," Lena said, cheering the lady. "I will go with her because I've missed her so much." "Don't worry, sweetheart. We will talk about this someday," Lena said, not wanting to be emotional. "Okay, Mom. I love you." "I love you too," Lena replied and then pecked her on her forehead lightly. They left for the park. She had forced Akin to get them a maid, so she left Lisa under the care of the maid and then left for Donad. Donad was happy when Lena came to him. He couldn't believe the story she told him about how she came to South Africa. He knows her too well to be a friend to Mary and Bella and was sure she knows his sister Flora. "Do you know Flora?" he finally asked her. "Do you mean late Flora?" she asked. "Yes, I know her. She was David's heartbeat before she died untimely death." Lena, please and please, don't mention David's name here." "But why?" Lena asked in surprise. "Because I hate him," Donad replied and explained everything to her, which Lena found it difficult to believe. "I need to go back to Nigeria," she said. "When are you going?" Donad asked. "I don't have cash on me. Aki provides everything we want, including the petrol we use in our car." "But do you really want to live with him?" Donad asked. "No," she answered immediately. Donad told her all what his aunt had said, and then Lena was puzzled. "What do we do now?" she asked. We need to wait until after a year and 6 months, Donad replied. No, I can't live with Akin for a year and 6 months. Then come and live with me. I live alone, but you must hide whenever my aunt comes, Donad said. Live with you? Yes, live with me. That's the alternative. And thank you for taking care of Anita and my little princess. Maybe it's time for me to pay you back, Donad replied. Lena smiled and then asked, where should I come? Don't worry, I'll pick you up tonight. Pick me up? But how do you know where I live? Donad is a smart guy, so don't worry about how. Just expect me tonight. Really? Please don't try anything funny because Akin is smarter. So let me come myself, Lena said. So, what if he decides to ask for X tonight? Donad asked. Come on, he won't, Lena answered. He will. So, my friend, I am coming to pick you up, Donad teased. No, Donad. You might end up spoiling our plans because Akin is smart. Don't worry, I won't disappoint you. The doorbell rang exactly 11 o'clock p.m. Akin and Lena were at the living room seeing a movie while Lisa was fast asleep. Akin opened the door. He was talking with the visitor in a low tone where he suddenly changed his tone and began to ask funny questions. Lena joined him swiftly to see who was at the door. To her utmost surprise, it was Donad exchanging words with Akin. Honey? Excuse me please, let me see the man clearly, Lena faked as Akin gave her way. Just as they were agreed, his car door was opened and she ran straight to the door, entered and closed it immediately, thinking Donad was still with Akin. But to her surprise, he was inside the car already. He drove off roughly and Lena wondered how he was able to get into the house and how he was able to make the gateman open the gates for him. No, this can't be true. This man can't just outshine me, Akin said as he drove after them. If I don't get them, then I will end the gatesman because he is responsible. He drove fast. He was thinking how Lena was able to know someone like that and how they have planned to use his brain. If I get her back, then I will hurt her since she doesn't want the love I'm showing to her. She thinks she is smart. Then I will show her I'm smarter and even dangerous. I will make sure the airport is tight with my guys even if they want to escape. He drove as fast as he could, but Donad seemed to be smarter and confused him on the road. He had no choice than to give up on them. Lena is mine and she'll be mine forever. I don't mind what happens, but I own her and she has no right to do that. Crazy you! How did you get in there? Lena asked Donad. He smiled as he narrated how he deceived the security guy. I gave him huge amounts of money and made him to promise never to go back there. I told him his master is a very dangerous human being who adopts people, including the woman he married. It got him scared, and here we are. Wow, you are too smart. I wish you were there when I wanted to deal with him. It was not successful, and I remember Anita warned me, Lena said. I agree she warned you because my woman is always very scared and also talkative. I miss her, especially her frown. Are we saying the same thing here? Lena asked, cutting his attention. You mentioned Anita and now you are asking funny questions, Donad said. Yes, but we were not actually discussing about her. They were quiet for some moments until they got to his house. Donad wanted making her presence secret, but he couldn't hide it from his auntie. And luckily for him, she accepted. So you live here alone? Lena asked, and Donad laughed. I have wealth to inherit from my late father, which is under my auntie's control. She promised to release everything as soon as she discovers I'm man enough to take good care of my father's properties. 2 years later, Aki and Lena were sitting in the living room when Lena said, "It's more than a year and 6 months already, and your aunt is not back." Lena: "7 months ago, my auntie traveled to America for work. She promised to be back after 1 month, but she's nowhere to be found, and I don't have the contacts to reach her. Don't worry about my auntie. If she's not back after a month, I will go to Nigeria and do all the legal things. When I'm done, I will come back to take you back home. The place must be safe before you leave," Donad said. "Seriously, I have missed everything about Nigeria, especially my Timothy," Lena said. Donad laughed so hard. "You are here talking about missing someone. What will I say about my baby?" he asked, referring to Anita. "We both have missed our loved ones," Lena said, and Donad chuckled. "I am so happy about my decision of going back to Nigeria." Back home in Nigeria, Benita's loud cry woke Anita up. "What the hell is wrong with you?" Anita asked, watching her. "Mom, you told me Daddy was going to wake me up, but Debbie woke me up," Benita said. "Oh, love, I forgot to tell you. Your daddy said he won't be able to make it this week again," Anita lied. Benita gave her this weird look and then asked, "Mom, what exactly does my father looks like?" Sometimes Anita doubts if she's just 3, but she had no option but to believe because she was the one who gave birth to her. In 5 months' time she will be 4, but she was just too sharp. "Well, your daddy is as cute as a little princess. He's funny and fun to be with," Anita replied. "I am not still convinced. My friend told me her father is going to take her out this weekend, but mine is always busy. I have never seen his image. All you say is, he will come soon. His name is Donad. He's fun to be with, blah, blah, blah." "Quiet!" Anita caught her in. Benita ran away, and Anita didn't fail to run after her because she knew she would go and cry. She always felt bad whenever the little girl talks about her father. Benita ran to her room, climbed the bed, and then covered herself with the blankets. Anita went to her, but Benita screamed. "All right, I will show you your daddy now," Anita shouted, and Benita removed the blankets, ready to hear. "Your father left us. He said he will come back, and I'm also waiting for him," Anita said. She couldn't control herself again because she herself was also in some kind of torture. "Benita, you are my joy. Please don't make me regret my past," she blurted out, don't know what she wanted to say. "Huh?" Benita pulled to her mother and then hugged her tightly for a while. "That hurt you before?" she asked, and Anita shook her head. She sat up for a while and then said to her mother, "I have a plan." "Tell me about it," Anita said. "All right. When he comes back, I will punch him on his chest while you slap him," she said, and Anita managed to laugh. "Come on, baby girl. Don't tell me you are going to punch that same daddy you have missed. That day, you'll be so excited, and I can assure you, you won't even remember punching him. That reminds me, Auntie Bella is coming to take you, so tell Debbie to bathe you." "Oh my God. I can't wait to go see Daniel. If he tries me, I will deal with him," Benita said, but Anita ignored her because she talks too much. The next day, Benita was already with Bella, and Bella took her to Mary's house. Daniel and Benita were playing with his toy when he suddenly called Benita, "My bunny." Benita began to cry. "Why will you call me that, you ugly being?" she suddenly said after crying. "Me ugly? You are an illegal child," Daniel said. "I am better than you because I have a mother. But you look like an adopted child because you neither look like your father or your mother," Benita said. He angrily punched her. She fell to the floor and began to cry. Bella rushed in, and then Benita told her everything. "Don't mind him. He is the illegal child because his father is not real." Kevin heard Benita crying at Daniel's room. He was about to enter the room when he heard, "Don't mind him. He is the illegal child because his father is not real." He entered to see Bella inside. "Bella, why are you so heartless? So you knew Daniel is not my child and you never told me." "Someone told me this, but I never believed it." "I was only joking," Bella lied. "Don't worry, I will confirm it, and I will hurt both the mother and the child if this is true," Kevin said, and then took Daniel away. Bella lay sleepless on her bed, remembering Mary's expression and how she was mad at her when she explained everything. "I never knew Kevin was close. I wouldn't have said such. And besides, I'm not even sure of what I said. I just hope the result turns out well." Now I feel her pain. But who is that evil person that set this girl up? Why did Mary allow the baby stay when she wasn't sure of whom the father is between the ex-predator and her husband? I nearly had one myself, if not for the constant miscarriages. God. She picked her phone to call Mary, but she didn't pick the call. Her fears grew as she turned several times on the bed. Oh my God. What is this? It's so hard to believe that the woman I love so much and I cherish so much could do this to me. I tried my best to avoid problems, even when I caught her in the arms of my very own best friend. He's not my son, and she kept it to herself for a good 4 years and claims she loves me. That means Mary can kill me without my notice. She's evil and must not be with me, Kevin lamented with the result in his hand. "Mary! Mary!" he shouted. She appeared in tears. "I never knew you were this evil. I thought you were my wife, but you were nothing but the worst version of the devil." "Kevin, please, stop all this. Heaven knows I love you, and my only fear is Daniel. I couldn't just tell you because you will never believe me," Mary said in an innocent voice. But of course, Kevin saw it as fake. "What do you have to tell me? Why did you keep it to yourself? And how do you think I will ever forgive you?" he asked confusedly. He couldn't just control himself. He just felt like strangling her for playing with his emotions and his marital life. "I was assaulted a night before our wedding," she blurted out. "Oh, Holy Mary, Mrs. Deceiver. Is this the kind of funny excuse you choose to use in a big mess like this? Me telling you I love you was an accident because you are evil." She ran to hold him, but Kevin pushed her away, feeling disgusted. "You are making me to feel guilty in my innocence," she said. Kevin wanted to slap her, but it's a taboo to him as he don't lay hands on women. "If what you have said is true, then why Why didn't you tell me for good 4 years? He asked. Kelvin, because I was scared. Scared of what? I thought I'm your husband and you confide in me like yourself. Maybe we are not meant to be. Go in there, pack your belongings and that of your son. I don't care to know his father, but just leave, else I will roughly pack them out myself. Mary cried loud, but Kelvin wouldn't listen to that. She hurt me. I have always loved her, but she never did. I love honesty, and without honesty, we can't make good lovers. If she had told me herself, I would have forgiven her, although with hurt, but I will just get over it. Now that I got to know through someone else, then I think it's over. Jesus, my fear had befallen me. I knew Kelvin will never forgive me, neither will he believe me. But I didn't expect him to send me out, Mary thought within herself. She maintained by sitting in the living room crying. Daniel was in his room sleeping. Oh, you are still here, right? Kevin said. Mary turned to look at him, but he looked away and walked away very fast. He appeared again with her bags. Mary remained where she was, and then Kevin said to her, Mary, please just go. Leave my life alone. Mary felt pains. Kelvin of all people. I am going nowhere, she managed to say. Okay, if you won't leave, then I will leave, he said and turned to go. But Mary stopped him. Kelvin, if you want me to leave, fine, I will leave. But just know that I will never let you leave me, and I will forever stick to this vow we made in the church, she said, and went to take Daniel. She left for her parents' house. Her parents found it difficult to believe her. Bella kept on calling her, and she was forced to pick up the call. Bella, what do you want from me? Do you still want to tarnish my soul after tarnishing my image? She yelled. Mary, please. I beg you in the name of God, forgive me. I never knew your husband was there. I believe you and I know how you feel. Just let me be your friend for real again, and I promise that I will be the better Bella. No, Bella. We can't be friends because you are in for destruction. Please, I beg you by the mercies of God. Just believe me for once and I will tell you all the things I have done, she pleaded. Mary was dumbfounded when she spoke about what she had done. Fine, Bella. Friends for real. I promise, Bella said. Okay. Come over to my parents' house. I live there now. Why? Just come. I will tell you, Mary said and felt like crying. Give me 30 minutes. I'll be there. All right, Mary said and hung the call. She felt pretty cool. Honey, I want to go and see Mary. She said Kelvin has sent her away, Bella said to her husband. He didn't bother to answer her, so she walked to him and tapped him. What do you want me to do? He asked. Try and speak to your friend Kelvin, Bella suggested. Madam, Kelvin and I are not in good terms, so go and see your friend, David replied. Bella left him because he looked worried. Immediately she left, David smiled mischievously. The main thing is to win Mary's heart, divorce Bella, and get married to Mary, the mother of his child. Bella is barren and cannot give birth. I can't suffer myself when I have a healthy son, David thought within himself. How is she? He asked Bella. Immediately she returned from Mary's house. Oh, poor Mary. I pray she doesn't hurt herself, Bella answered. No, she mustn't hurt herself. I can help her and make the both of you happy, David said. Wow. Tell me about it, Bella asked, watching her husband who was smiling mischievously. Make her your rival, he replied. God forbid. Over my alive body will that happen, Bella answered, and David laughed out loud. It's just a suggestion, he said. But that's not a funny and good suggestion, Bella said, and started walking away. You are a man, David busted out, and Bella paused and then asked, Why did you say that? Wondering what exactly makes her look like a man. You are infertile. You can't have baby because you're unfortunate, he said. Bella tried to cry, but she held back her tears. If you know you are okay, then give me your test results, she finally said. Annabella, I have a son, and let me just tell you, be ready to accept my son and my new wife, he said and walked away. Auntie Malika finally permitted Donad to go to Nigeria. He was so excited, but Lena was to remain with his auntie until he had cleared the coast in Nigeria. He arrived in Nigeria at night. He still remembers his house. Although Auntie Malika told him not to go back there, she gave him enough money, but Donad believed Martins might be waiting for him. He went to his house, knocked at the door several times before a lady came out. Hello, what do you want? The lady asked. Young lady, learn some manners, Donad said, because she attacked him so fast. After saying hello, she went straight to ask him what he wanted. It seems you are not ready to speak. I was busy with my fiancé when you knocked, but since you won't speak, then take care, she said, and tried to lock the door when Donad grabbed her hands. Hey, I'm not here to exchange words. Can I see Martins? Donad asked. Now that my guy is wealthy, you want to see him, right? The woman said. What are you saying? I'm his friend. She opened the door for him. Donad got inside to see his house almost empty. Immediately he saw Martins. He frowned at him. What are you doing here? Martins asked. Of course I'm back, Donad said. Martins, I don't blame you at all. I blame myself for knowing you are the wrong person, but I still went ahead to invite you here. And now you are even angry at my arrival, Donad said. He pulled him to one of the bedrooms to avoid problems between Martins and his girlfriend. Of course I thought you will not come back, so I told my girlfriend it's my house. And now you are back. What do you want me to say to her? Donad laughed out loud. But you are rough. How will you think so? Well, I'm not here to stay. I have some work to do, so it's still your house, Donad said. He opened his eyes wide. You mean the house is now for me? Martins asked. Not exactly, until you get my photos that you removed from the wall, Donad said. Only photos? Martin asked, surprised. Yes, only photos, Donad replied, and he hugged him immediately. Martins was a cool rascal, fun to be with, but can do anything to get what he wants, so Donad had to apply wisdom. He had his bath and slept off. He was so happy within himself that he would see Anita again. The next day, what happened between you and my girlfriend? Was the first question Donad asked Martins. After the day I sent her away, not knowing you are responsible for the pregnancy, I have never set my eyes on her again, Martins replied. Donad was upset because he doesn't know Lena's house. He only knows her boutique. Well, I will go and search for her, either in her parents' house or at the boutique, but I'll first go to the boutique. Anita was about to go to Benita's school to pick her up when Debbie came to meet her at the boutique. "Debbie, what do you want?" she asked. "I need money to make my hair," she replied. "Oh dear, sorry, I forgot you told me earlier. Let's go to a nearby ATM machine to withdraw some money because I don't have cash on me," Anita said. Debbie followed her to an ATM machine opposite the boutique for withdrawal. Anita was focused on the machine when her face was covered. She couldn't detect who it was because it's been long she played. "I can't get so free," she said, smiling. To her utmost surprise, it was Donad. "What the hell? Where are you coming from? And who gave you the guts to play with me?" She frowned, quickly did the withdrawal. Donad wanted to hug her, but she stopped him. "Donad, stay away from me," she warned. "Come on, pal. I have missed you so much." "Miss your career," Anita said and made advance to move, but he held her back. "I am sorry for leaving you. I never knew you were." "How will you know?" Anita cut in. "I am sorry, pal. I love you and I mean every word." Donald looked so cute, like someone sleeping on money, but Anita didn't care. He was the last person she wanted to see. He was innocent in face, but he was so unreal. He lied to her that he loves her, but he ended up leaving her with a baby. "Mr. Runaway Donad, I am married," Anita said and left. She didn't want him to know she works at the boutique, so she stopped a cab, leaving him and Debbie. She felt her heart beat very fast. She thought she had moved on, but it seems her stubborn part missed him. She just felt like going back to tell him that she had missed him. Meanwhile, Donna's heart was pierced when Anita said she's married. Who the hell is the man? And what about our baby? Oh, I will let her go? No, she's my Anita. She held Debbie's hand and asked politely, "Please, do you know her house?" She's married to my brother and he doesn't want to see her with any guy," Debbie replied. "Oh goodness, she's so precious to me and I still love her." He quickly ran to his car. "I have never failed in tracing people, so I will follow her," he muttered to himself. He saw the car park in front of his school. He waited from a distance to watch. After she paid the cab, she entered the school. Donad knew immediately that she wanted to pick the baby. A white car came there immediately, but nobody came out of the car. Soon, the person inside the car came out and stood beside the car. She came back with a little girl who ran to the man standing beside the car. Anita also hugged the man before entering the car with her daughter. So Anita is married? No, I love her dearly. She can't do this to me. Who is this man, safe? Anita, on her part, had called Timothy earlier to come pick her up from Benita's school. She called the sales attendant to take good care of the boutique because she thought Donad would still be in the vicinity. How was work today? Timothy asked. Hectic as usual, Anita replied. You look worried, he said. Anita faked a smile. I'm okay. Are you sure? Yes, I'm very sure. He drove silently until they got home. Debbie, I'm so sorry I left you earlier. Hope he didn't woo you, Anita asked. No. Immediately you left, he smiled and left. Anita shook her head. Maybe he doesn't want me again. Anyways, I don't want him to. I'm okay with or without his presence. He sat on her bed thinking about Donad. I don't need him anymore. But I still think of him. Why did he come for me? Or did he see me accidentally? She was confused with mixed feelings. Donad, I don't want you anymore, she screamed, not knowing Benita was awake. She ran to her. Mom, you don't want him anymore? She asked. Anita was confused. Yes, I don't need him, she answered. But you said Donad is my father. So you don't want my father? Anita's head was hot, realizing she was spilling too much to Benita. She didn't want her to know what has transpired between her father and herself during the day, but she found it difficult to keep it to herself. I'm so sorry, my little angel. I love your father and I want him, she said and pulled her for a hug. Donad on his part couldn't sleep thinking about how he had lost Anita because of his carelessness. He told Martins everything so that he wouldn't disturb him. He couldn't eat. He just lost appetite for everything. I love Anita and she's the first I've ever loved in such a way. Guy, don't kill yourself because of a lady that doesn't love you, Martins said. Stop that, Martins. She loves me. And she's not like other girls. I was her first and I thought I would be her forever. But things had turned out the other way. Now you want to kill yourself for her sake? I will do worse, Donad said, and Martin smiled and walked out. He came back a few minutes later with a cup. Donad didn't hesitate in drinking all the contents in it, not minding to ask. His head aches. Anita has hurt him so badly. But then, what about the baby? He opened his eyes wide, and when he saw the wall clock, it was already 10 a.m. and he still felt like sleeping. He tried to stand up, but he felt pains all over his body. He tried to recall everything that happened, but all he could recall was that Martins gave him a glass of wine. He quickly got dressed and went straight to the boutique without eating. The place was so busy with many buyers and workers, but Anita was not there. A little girl was playing around in the boutique, people calling her Benita. Donad was so sure she was Anita's baby because they look alike, although she was light in complexion. She called the little girl just like every other buyer calls her. She came to him. Hello, sir. How do you know my name? She asked. Everyone is calling you Benita, so I decided to call you, Donad said. Wow. But I've never seen this face before, she said in a low tone. Yes, that's true. But I'm now your new friend. Donad knew it already that she's Anita's baby because of her sharp mouth. You can't be my friend unless you have a daughter, she said. Yes, I have a daughter. What's her name? Her name is Benny. Wow. Mommy calls me Benny too, she said. That's nice. What's your full name? Donad asked. Benita, she answered. Yes, Benita, but I mean your name and your surname. I don't have a surname, sir, she said, and Donad almost laughed out loud, but she recalled she's just a talkative baby. Okay, I mean your father's name. His name is... She was still speaking when a lady tickled her and carried her away. This lady must be mad, Donad said within himself. He called one of the attendants. Is Anita your boss around? Yes, she is, but she's resting in her office. She seems to be busy thinking about something and wouldn't like to see anyone, the attendant replied, but Donad insisted on seeing her. He was directed to a room. He knocked several times before Anita asked him to come in. Immediately he got in, she froze. How did you know I'm here? Anita, can't you see I can't get rid of you and you are not helping matters? I know you are married, but why can't you stop being mad at me? I will continue being mad at you until you stay away from me completely and get a woman. But how about our baby? We don't have any baby, Anita said. Benita? It's none of your business. Come on, Anita. I know I am her father and you have to tell me the truth. She stood up and moved close to Donad. I said, stay away from me. She tried to leave, but Donad pulled her back. He pushed her to the wall and kissed her as if his life depended on it, and Anita reciprocated immediately. Suddenly, she started crying and then said, not again. She ran away, and then Donad was left stranded. Oh my God. What happened? She just gave me hope. But why did she say not again? Has she ever cheated on her husband? No. Anita can't do such a thing. Hey, Africa Tales by Karma Tribe. How are you all doing? For me, I am doing just fine. Finally, we are almost at the end of the story. I know you are learning one or two things from this particular series, and I would like to read them from the comment section. If you have not liked the story, what are you waiting for? Kindly give it a thumbs up. You can as well share out to your loved ones. If you love what Karma is doing on this channel and you wish to support me, kindly use the link on my bio or the link on the description of this video to buy me coffee. You can as well buy me super thanks. Until I bring the last episode of the series away, it is a goodbye from here, and God bless you.